All right, Shalom Amakim. First of all, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to the Akim out there pushing his word of truth, sincerity. The fellow laborers out there enduring afflictions as the good soldier of Yahushai. So me and the brother Anah Abadia, we're from the San Francisco Bay Area camp. I'm the brother Kanak, and we were, we want to do a lesson. So we were going to do a lesson about something else, but the Spirit moved. And pretty much we were watching a crosstalk on RT about United States new nuclear posture from the defense, what is it called? The Pentagon. The Pentagon's new posture on nuclear weapons. Pretty much, there's a new arms race, our nuclear arms race, and we're at an all-time high as far as nuclear war. All right, which is that Third World War, nuclear war, because of the different statements that Trump is saying. All right, these other nations are taking up arms. All right, you got North Korea. They're advancing in their nuclear posture. And furthermore, America doesn't want to denuclearize. Okay, they break all the treaties with all the nations. So their stance is to arm themselves with more nuclear weapons. So this is crazy, because that's why the scriptures say that talks about all these nations shooting missiles on Babylon. Okay, so go ahead and start at the top, bro. Second Esdras.
This Second Esdras 16 and Second Esdras 16:1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
Yeah, it says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Keep going.
Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
Yeah, your destruction is at hand, because all them top nations are going to be, they're going to participate in this last war. All right, ultimately, America's going to be fully destroyed, and these other nations, they're going to be fully destroyed also. All right, but there's going to be a remnant of these other nations in these different countries. And if you're on the soil of Babylon, which is America, there's no hope for you. There's no hope for you. You're going to be burned up. Continue.
A sword is set upon you, and who may turn it back?
Yeah, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? What is that? What is that sword talking about? Get Isaiah 34:5. Real quick, that sword is talking about them nuclear missiles. Okay, go ahead.
This is Isaiah 34:5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. That sword is talking about the nuclear arsenal that's going to be shot out here in America, and that's directly Yahweh's sword. And a sword is a killing instrument. Okay, to put people to death. So that modern day sword, okay, it's talking about the nuclear missile. All right, go ahead.
Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
Yeah, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom. Now, the land of Idumea is talking about America. That's another code word. All right, so that Yahweh's sword is going to rain down upon you Edomites and anybody on the soil of America that's joined unto Esau. Go ahead.
And upon the people of my curse to judgment.
And upon the people of my curse to judgment. So the Lord actually has a people of He actually has a people that are cursed. Okay, and He's going to use those, and those people are talking about the Edomites, the nation of Edom. Go ahead.
The sword of the Lord is filled with blood.
Yeah, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. Massive amount of blood is going to be spilt on the soils of America and throughout the four corners of the earth. All these different nations, Asia, the Moabites and Ammonites, okay, these different Middle Eastern nations, these different NATO and EU nations, Russia, okay, a lot of blood is going to be spilt through the nuclear fallout. And they were talking about that. They were talking about pretty much America's stance on nuclear weapons is pushing the world to go into a nuclear arms race. All right. And what's that going to do is pretty much it's going to destroy the whole world, because that nuclear fallout is going to pretty much wipe away anybody that's on the soil after the nuclear destruction. Okay, so say you're in a place of the world where it's not going to be destroyed, all right, and you're able to survive. Well, that nuclear fallout, all right, according to Esau, that can destroy the whole world. Just that in a sense there, it's going to destroy the earth. It's going to destroy the water, because everything's connected. So that's why the Lord, he's going to have us come down here and clean it up. All right, go ahead.
It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams, for the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra.
Yeah, the Lord has a sacrifice in Basra, and Basra is the chief city of Edom, in the land of Edom, because all Edom represents these other nations, but that chief city Basra is talking about America. Okay, go ahead.
And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
A great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Okay, so Idumea is talking about the land of America. Okay, Edom. All right, go ahead. Go ahead and go back to 2nd Esdras.
This 2nd Esdras 16:2. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Beware your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
Yeah, be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Continue.
A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?
Yeah, that sword. So we got to understand that Isaiah, the 34th chapter, tells you about that sword that's going to be bathed in heaven. Okay, that sword is going to come down, because they're going to look like swords. A sword is going to hit you, all right, and it's going to destroy you through that nuclear fire. Can you get Isaiah 9:5 real quick? Because wars of old were fought with actual swords of iron and steel. Okay, but this war is going to be a different type of war. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
So yeah, so when did this happen? This is an actual prophecy. When did this happen? This war. The prophet Isaiah is prophesying, saying that all these wars have been fought with garments rolled in blood, all right, with confusion of noise. But he said, but this war, talking about the World War III, okay, shall be fought with read that last part again.
But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Yeah, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. All right, this is a Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So we're in that time. All right, with all this, with America's new nuclear posture, okay, pretty much flexing on the whole world. Like they pretty much their nuclear posture is they're not only going to use in their law, America's not going to just use nuclear weapons as a defense mechanism. They can use nuclear weapons with non-aggressive war, as far as non-aggressive nuclear posture, meaning America could use nuclear weapons at any time, even if the war is not nuclear. All right, so if they feel like you're encroaching on their borders, okay, down there in the South Pacific Asian Sea, okay. If they feel like you're encroaching on their borders, they can use nuclear missiles. No other nation has that posture but America. Russia doesn't have that posture. Okay, so what is that doing? That's creating a nuclear arms race to where all these other nations are going to shoot their missiles on Babylon, man. All right, they're going to shoot all their missiles on Babylon. Get Jeremiah real quick. Get Jeremiah 50:14. Okay, because it said that the second woe is past. The second woe is talking about Third World War. Okay, the Third World War, and then that third woe is talking about that the Third World War was just going to be fought with nuclear capability, and the prophet Isaiah prophesied about that, how it's going to be as burning of fuel and fire. And there's no other technology in the world. Okay, no other war has ever been fought with burning and fuel of fire. The only time you've seen that was when after World War II, with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. America has been the only nation to actually drop bombs, nuclear bombs, on a nation. All right, so all these other nations, they have that in their mind. They didn't forget about that. All right, go ahead.
There's Jeremiah 50 and 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon.
Yeah, put yourselves array against Babylon. It's talking about Babylon is talking about America. Okay, for if you did not know this. All right, and there's so many signs that tell you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai that He has given this understanding to us to open up our minds to see that this place is Babylon. Okay, go ahead.
All ye that bend the bow.
All ye that bend the bow. That modern day bow is talking about what? It's talking about the missiles. If you're able to bend the bow, the modern day bow is the missiles. Okay? Because it does the same thing. It's all it is just high level technology. At one point you had a bow with a bow and arrow and you will shoot it. A man will have to shoot it. Then they had catapults. Okay, where they have the arrows, the big arrows, when they will siege different kingdoms, different castles, and then now we're in a digital age where the Lord Yahweh He has given the smith this technology, like it talks about in the scriptures. He has given him this technology to be able to send missiles or send arrows from one side of the earth to another. All right, with nuclear propulsion. What fuel propulsion? Okay, go ahead.
Shoot at her, spare no arrows.
Yeah, so the nuclear arsenal around the world, all these nations taking arms, whether it be long-range nuclear missiles or short-range nuclear missiles, the whole arsenal is going to be dumped out on America. It says shoot at her and what?
Spare no arrows.
And spare no arrows. Is all these nations, are they going to take up physical bow and arrows and shoot at America? No. What's the most it can go? 100 yards? Okay, so let's say 200-300 yards. Okay, that's not going to get over to America. All right. Revelation, the 9th chapter, tells you about how it's going to be 200 million missiles. Okay, if you have that understanding to accept that word. All right, because this word is only directed to the men that have the ears to hear. Okay, that have the mental understanding that Yahweh has opened up their minds. Go ahead.
For she had sinned against the Lord.
For she hath sinned against the Lord. What are some of those sins? By taking the Bible and saying that they're a God-fearing people. That's part of sinning against the Lord. By taking the word and saying that I'm a God-fearing people and that we follow the Bible, but then you push the Bible to the side. Psalms the 50th chapter tells you that. How Esau thought that that the Most High Yahweh was altogether like with him. And then furthermore, you put the children of Israel through hardcore bondage. So you're going to receive, like the scriptures say, you're going to receive double the judgment. All right, and that's befitting for you. Okay, that's befitting for a Babylon to receive double the judgment because of all the wicked abominations. The blood, the scriptures talk about in Numbers 35th chapter how blood defiled the land. And the only way to cleanse that blood is to shed the blood of them that shed it. So you Edomites are your forefathers coming back in the reincarnation. The scriptures say, what's that, Jeremiah 14:22, 14:21?
Oh,
Isaiah 14:21. Get that real quick. So like Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for their children, for their iniquities of their fathers. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
Yeah, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. Go ahead.
That they do not rise nor possess the land.
That they do not rise nor possess the land. So they have the whole world under possession right now. And now they're taking different military actions because that power is declining. No, everybody's not going to America anymore. All right, as the big brother. As you gotta filter everything through America if you want to do trade. If you want to do trade deals. Okay, if you want military weapons, you want arms. Okay, if you want to build up your agriculture, if you want to build up your sciences, or in your elite, you don't have to go to America for college anymore. No, you can go to different places and they have a better education. Okay, so read that again.
This is Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
Yeah, for the iniquity of their fathers. So you are your fathers coming back in a reincarnation. So that's why the Lord, he's preparing slaughter, and he's linking up all these nations. For example, North Korea and South Korea, they went to the Olympics, and the Olympics started, right? The so-called Winter Olympics. They went under one flag, one united flag. They're reconciling together. Okay? So South Korea they're going to take up arms. They're going to take up arms because that's the only way to deter America from coming into your nation, all right, and overthrowing you. Okay, Iran is doing it. Russia has a big nuclear stockpile. All right, America thought that they were the only nation that had them nuclear stockpiles. Well, Russia infiltrated during the end of World War II. Okay. In the Manhattan Project, where Esau created those nuclear missiles. All right, Russia has that technology. Also, Pakistan infiltrated. They had spies, and they have that technology now. So you have a lot of nuclear nations. And then since America is building up their stockpile and saying that they're not using their nuclear missiles as deterrents or defensively, but as aggressively. Okay. So if you have a little skirmish with Esau, he can use a nuclear missile on you. That's what the new nuclear posture that America has taken up. All right, to be able to use nuclear missiles in any situation. All right, they can use nuclear missiles in Syria. They can use nuclear missiles over there in North Korea. All right, so that's the stance America has. So now these other nations, they got to get with the plan. Now all these other nations, they're gonna start building up their nuclear arsenal, and we'll get that in Joel the 3rd chapter. But go ahead, continue.
That they do not rise nor possess the land.
That they do not rise nor possess the land. Continue.
Nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Yeah, that fill the face of the world with cities. So you Edomites, ultimately you're going to be destroyed, and you're going to go into captivity. Okay, you're going to be destroyed here in America. You're going to go into captivity. Okay, for 1,000 years. Okay, you're going to receive that great righteous indignation, that righteous judgment, righteous anger of Yahweh through his people. Okay, because the scriptures say in the Daniel 7th chapter that the saints shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom. And Yahweh also said, if this is my kingdom, my servants will fight. All right. So the Lord, you have to know Exodus 15:3 that the Lord said, that Yahweh is a man of war. Okay, where are you at?
Joel.
Yeah, get Joel 3:9. Go ahead.
This Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men.
Yeah, wake up, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. So Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, he's waking up the mighty men. All right. At one point they were asleep. He said, prepare war, wake them up. All right. North Korea, South Korea, Japan. Okay. Iran, Pakistan, India. Okay. All these different NATO nations. All right. No longer is there going to be a defensive posture as far as the use of nuclear missiles. Nah. The Lord, he's putting the spirit on these nations. Through America's aggression towards these other pretty much the world order of things. All right, they're going to have to destroy America because America is that rogue nation. So the Lord is preparing war of all these other nations by what? By creating a new nuclear arms race. So all these small nations are going to have nuclear capability, and that's exactly what they were going into in the crosstalk in Russia, RT crosstalk. And they were bugging out because America, like, damn, what's wrong with America? What the hell is wrong with them? Well, the Lord, he's using America as a catalyst to prepare all the nations for war. Go ahead.
Let all the men of war draw near.
Yeah, let all the men of war draw near. So if you have a military, okay, if you have that capability, all right, if you have, you're not, it's gonna go into it. Keep going. It's gonna go into it. It can speak it better than I can. Go ahead.
Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Yeah, you see that says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Meaning, if you have a standing army, all right, if you even have ballistic missiles, all right, stop putting your money into agriculture. Stop putting your money into infrastructure. Stop putting your money into education. Okay. Put your money into building up your nuclear capability. All right, because that's the only way to be able to fight in this new coming age. You're not going to be able to fight. It's like fighting you got a gun and somebody come to a gunfight with a knife. There's no possible way you can win. Before you even get 5 feet close to them, they can shoot you. So these nations now, in order to compete on a high level and not pretty much get taken over and become tributaries, all right, and pretty much America established a world order, okay, through the elite, because the elite are orchestrating this, okay, and then through Yahweh is orchestrating everything, and he's messing up their plans. So in order for these other nations to be able to survive, what do they have to put their money into nuclear capability. If they don't have the technology, what do? They go into Russia. They go into China. They go into Iran. They go into these different nations that actually have that. All right, so these small nations, you're going to start seeing like Brazil, Bolivia, okay? You're going to start seeing Cuba, all right? You're going to start seeing Japan. Japan took a stance that they're not going to have any nuclear missiles, that they're not going to participate in any wars. And they were forced into that after World War II, after they got bombed to hell. So them Japanese, they're going to remember that. Ammon's going to remember that. The Lord is waking up the mighty men. Continue.
Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen.
Yeah, come all you heathen, man. The Lord said all you heathen are going to be, all you heathen are coming to the valley of Jehoshaphat, all right, for Yahweh's judgment. All right, and the men of the Lord, we're going to sit back and we're going to enjoy the show. All right, we're not going to participate in any of this war. All we're going to do, we're going to just tell you what's going to happen. All right, you're going to get stirred up. All right, you're going to get woken up. All right, there's going to be an arms race, a nuclear arms race at that. All right, the Lord, he's going to bring you to the valley of Jehoshaphat, his judgment. All right, and you're going to shoot missiles on America, and a lot of you are going to die. All right, and then from there, we're going to come with great glory of the elect with Yahushai. At the same time, Yahushai is going to be coming back in the earth. All right, so you heathens have a lot. you don't have a lot to hope for other than captivity and destruction. Go ahead.
And gather yourselves together round about.
Well, let me say this real quick. It says, "Let the weak say I am strong" in verse 10, meaning these weak nations, they're now becoming strong because they have the capability to destroy millions at an instant with the click of a button. No time in history has this ever happened to where you can destroy millions, massive amount of people just like that. All right, I mean this is going to destroy billions of people on the earth. Go ahead.
Thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Yeah,
you're talking about his angels, man, because the angels are the ones that are holding back the four corners. When you read that in the book of Revelation, they're making moves in the spiritual world that physically manifest in the physical realm. So that's why these different nations are taking stances against America. That's why allied nations are breaking apart from America. That's why these different nations that were once against each other are coming back, i.e. North Korea and South Korea. Okay, Japan's going to get up in there. China's going to get up. All these other nations, they're going to link up. All right, and America's going to be left as a pretty much what is it called?
A loner?
Yeah, a loner. Yeah, a loner. They're going to be left in an island by themselves. Go drop that. Go ahead and go back into 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. Okay, look, man, these nuclear missiles are going to get shot off, and that's the only thing that is on these people's mind. Every time you see in the news, nuclear war, nuclear war, nuclear war, nuclear war. These missiles were created to be shot off. Okay, go ahead.
This 2nd Ezra 16:3. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?
Yeah, who's going to turn it back? Go ahead.
A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
And who may quench this fire? Who's going to be able to quench this fire? All right. Who? Nobody. Go ahead.
Plagues are sent unto you. And what is he that may drive them away?
Yeah, plagues are sent unto you. And what is he that may drive them away? What is talking about those plagues? Get Zechariah 14 and 12 real quick. Because this all goes that sword, the plague, that fire, okay, those arrows, it's all code words for nuclear missiles, man. Okay? He that has an ear to let him hear, meaning he that has that understanding. Who's going to be able to quench this fire? Who's going to be able to turn back that sword from coming out? Nobody's going to be able to do it because the words are already written down in the book. Yahweh already have spoken them into existence. All right, so the scriptures say that Yahweh is not a man that he shall lie. Okay, continue.
Is Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people.
Yeah, so this is, that he shall smite all the people. Talking about you people that are not, 100% of you people here in America that are not going to be, delivered, because only his men, Yahweh Shem Shai, his elect men are going to be delivered from here. That's the only people that are going to be delivered from America, hands down. All right. So the Lord, he's going to send that plague. What is a plague? A plague can be disease. It can be famine. Pretty much, a plague is death. So in this form of a plague, it's talking about nuclear missiles. And when a nuclear ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, hits and touchdown, explodes in the atmosphere, and starts melting you people, all right, that's going to be the plague. Go ahead.
That have fought against Jerusalem.
That have fought against Jerusalem. So now, who have fought against Jerusalem? Psalms the 2nd chapter. Psalms the 83rd chapter. All right, there's countless chapters that tell you that these other nations have taken crafty counsel against Yahweh, and then they have pretty much they have been confederate with each other to come against us, to make the name of Israel be no more in existence. Meaning they're coming in direct opposition against Yahweh Bashem Shai through his people. All right, they're the ones that put us in captivity. They're the ones that have all these different policies to keep us down. All right, which what they're doing is nothing but fulfilling prophecy. So they have fought against Jerusalem, code name for Jacob, code name for Israel, for the Israelites. Go ahead.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
An example of that is Terminator 2. All right, you can watch that with Sarah Connor. Actually, she started melting her flesh, her eyes. That's taken right out of the scripture as she was standing on her feet. So that's the plague. Go ahead.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
No, you can't find nowhere in time in history where this is actually happening. Okay? Because this type of nuclear war, this thermal nuclear war is on a whole different level. To be able to melt down the elements to the smallest simplest form. Okay? That's what's going to happen. So that's that plague. Continue.
And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor.
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead. Go back to 2nd Ezra. We'll close it out in 2nd Ezra. All right, because America's stance on nuclear, America's new stance on their nuclear, the way that they're going to use their nuclear missiles. Okay, this is unprecedented. We're in those times. We're seeing the breaking away of these different EU nations. Okay, they want to break away from America, NATO and the EU, because NATO just is pretty much the EU with the consistent of Canada. Okay, that's the EU. All right, Canada's gonna take that stance too, man. All right, you're gonna see a lot of people flee from Canada. All right, go ahead.
Is a 2nd Ezra 16 and 6. May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may any one quench the fire in stubble when it have begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot from a strong archer.
Okay, so when them nations hit that button, how you gonna turn it back? America's nuclear defense, America's missile defense system that shit doesn't work. How are you gonna protect the whole landmass of America with with 3,000 miles from California to Maine? Okay, how are you gonna protect that? How are you gonna set up nuclear? How are you going to be able to set up a nuclear defense that's going to be able to hit 200 million missiles? Okay, let's read that again. Okay, we're gonna bring out another scripture.
Is 2nd Ezra 16 and 7. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer?
Yeah, may one. Read that again.
Is 2nd Ezra 16 and 7. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer?
May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? Okay. Get Joel, the 2nd chapter. Because you're not going to be able to turn back. You're not going to be able to turn back these missiles. from that strong archer? Nah, hell nah. All of them are going to touch down. None of them. The Lord is going to have it to where all these missiles are going to hit. None of these missiles are going to get shot out. All right, and the prophecies back up that statement. Joel 2 and 7.
This Joel 2 and 7. They shall run like mighty men.
Yeah, they shall run like mighty men. When you read up, it's talking about. When you read up, you know what? Let's read up. Read up. Start at It's a lot. Yeah, start at 4.
There's
No. Start at shit. Start at 2. Start at 2, and we'll read down.
There's Joel 2 and 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it.
Yeah, so it's not talking about it's not talking about the Chinese in the Elamites, the Pakistanians. They got 1.5. I think China has 1.5 billion people, 1.4 billion people in Pakistan. India has about 1.2, I believe so, if those numbers are correct. No, that's not talking about that. All right, this great and strong people is talking about nuclear missiles. What all we've been doing is just reading words and code words for nuclear missiles all the whole time we've been in this lesson. So you have to be able to understand that. Continue, and it's going to start breaking it down to you on how the characteristics of these people, these great people. All right, because you got to understand that this word was written in code. The scripture said he showed his words he showed his secrets unto his servants the prophets. Okay, so his servants the prophets are able to break down the scriptures through the Spirit of the Lord from the elders and apostles that have taught us this word. And then the Spirit works on you to understand and open up your mind to see that what is the Lord saying? He's saying that these great and strong men, that it says that neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Okay, there has not been ever like it. So it's not talking about a standing army. It's talking about when the prophet Joel saw these great people. He characterized it as what he knew. And he wrote it down as what he knew, okay, and then the prophets now coming back in that same line, now able to break it down, okay, from all the understanding. Continue.
Even to the years of many generations, a fire devoureth before them.
A fire devoureth before them, okay. The fire devoured before them is talking about that nuclear head, where all the missiles will come out. So that's the fire. Go ahead.
And behind them a flame burneth.
When have you ever seen a person that fire devour before? When you devour something, you destroy it. So when a nuclear missile hits, it destroys anything that's in front of it. And it says that it'll fire a burning flame, a flame behind them that burneth. It's talking about that propulsion, or that rocket propulsion with the gas. When you see a missile, what do you see? You see a rocket propulsion. Go ahead.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yet, and nothing shall escape them.
Yeah, so this great land, this so-called great land, everything's going to be destroyed. And it says, and nothing shall escape them, save the elect men. All right, so if you're on the shores of America, all right, or places, let's just talk about America, all right, because that's the place that's going to be totally wiped out. Okay, and that's the promise from Yahweh Shem Shai himself. Continue.
The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses.
So when have you seen a man that looked like a horse? And we're not talking about like a mystical creature. What do they call it? A minotaur or
Motoro from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, some shit where you got a human torso and a horse body. No, that doesn't exist. We're living in fairyland. So the prophet Joel is explaining what is a characteristic of a horse. Continue.
As a strong people set in battle.
Yeah, read verse 4 again.
Is Joel 2 and 4. The appearance of them is the appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run.
When you see a appearance of horseman and horse and run, that what does that represent? Represents swiftness. Okay, a horse is swift, so they're going to be horses in the sky, so to speak, which is a characteristic of a missile because it's like a horse. It gets to its destination very quickly. So they didn't have missiles back then. All right, go ahead.
Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap.
Yeah, as a noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. So when you hear chariots, if you watch old battles and the sound of chariots is a great tumultuous noise. Commotion. We was reading it in Isaiah the 9th chapter how the war of the battle was fought with great noise. So when them nuclear missiles are shot out, you can hear them, man. That bad boy, you can actually hear those missiles coming. Okay, go ahead.
Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array.
So, hey, look, it's clear. It says like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble. You see that? So that fire and flame, when you hear that ICBM shot off, and it's going to be a great noise too, because it's going to be 200 million missiles in the sky, man. So all these other nations, we read in Jeremiah 50 and 14, how it says pretty much shoot at her. Don't leave nothing, man. Empty your whole arsenal out. That's how bad it's going to get. Where you won't have all these nations actually empty out their nuclear arsenal. That's the Lord's going to put that into these leaders' minds and say, man, shoot at this bitch, man. All right, go ahead.
Before their face the people shall be much pain, and all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways. They shall not break their ranks.
And they shall not break their ranks. That's what we wanted to get. So there's no possible way that America could defend against all these other nations being allied with each other and then shooting off their ICBM missiles. It's impossible. 200 million? The whole world's nuclear arsenal. Okay, not only you have a nuclear arsenal. Okay, not only you have nuclear plants, you have gas lines, man. So this is going to be a total lake of fire, man. That's going to burn. It's going to burn you people up, man. Okay, go ahead.
Neither shall one thrust another.
Neither shall one thrust another. So this great army that the prophet Joel is saying, how can this possibly be talking about people? You got to be a bug out. This is talking about them nuclear missiles being flown off in the air and being touched down here in America. They're not going to break. They're not going to thrust each other. Go ahead.
They shall walk every one in his path.
So that technology of being able to put the coordinates in, all right, because that's part of it too. That technology of that guidance system, all right, that missile guidance system. All they got to do is just look. These other nations already have the targets on America, so all they got to do is just put the coordinates in, and boom, it's gonna flood this place. So all you different states are gonna equally get it. Okay, go ahead.
And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
That's right. So when they fall upon a sword, meaning when they destroy, they ain't nothing gonna hurt them because they're not a people. They're technology. Okay, go ahead.
They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark. And the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army. And for his camp is very great.
Amen. So there you go. I mean, it's clear. That's clear. Really, I shouldn't even have to break that down. You should already know what it's talking about. Okay. Slacky. Let's go back to 2nd Ezra. We'll end it off from there. Because you can get that precept in there that was talking about Joel. You can read about that in Isaiah the 13th chapter. Okay. All right. So where are we at? We're on verse 7, right?
Come.
All right. Go ahead. Read verse 7 and then read verse 8.
This second Esdras 16:7. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer.
Yeah, so that strong archer, we know that it's talking about the nuclear capability of these other nations. These other nations, they're now the strong archer. And it says that that arrow is not going to be able to be turned back. Okay, once it's shot off, it's shot off. Go ahead.
The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?
Yeah, the Lord, the mighty plague, the mighty Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he sent the plagues. The plague that one, and the primary plague, we read about it in Zechariah, the 14th chapter, how this plague was going to be able to consume your eyes and your tongue while you stand on your feet. There's only one technology, there's only one weapon in the world that can do that, and that's that thermonuclear fire. Thermal, which means hot. Nuclear, okay? It's going to split the nucleus. That's the smallest part, all right? Go ahead.
A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?
Yeah, that fire. So we just been talking about that fire. So the Lord, he going to plead with all flesh through that fire now, man. Okay? Read the last verse. Read 9. Read number 10. All right.
He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid?
Yeah, so pretty much, we're going to wrap the lesson up. Pretty much, hey, you're gonna know Yahweh on that day. All right, because ultimately his prophets are out there telling you what's going on. And so you're going to have to consider. All these nations are going to have to actually consider all these things that are going on. All right? And every knee is going to bow to his son when he comes back. All right? And you're going to get beaten in the pulp. All right? So, with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you, Akim out there, pushing his word in truth and sincerity, enduring afflictions as good soldiers of Yahushai. All right, when death to America, man. This bitch is gonna get burned up by fire, man, and death to the nigga woman.
Gone.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.